Colorado walks into Lubbock, goes down early, but says, nope, we're actually going to control our own destiny with that Iowa State loss. And they get a win out there in Texas Tech. They covered the 3.5, which we both were on for our picks. It was on my best bets. Colorado looked pretty good. I think I'm ready. We've been talking about it the last couple of weeks. That Colorado is playing really better football. They, in certain situations, have been willing to run the football. Their defense is a little bit more physical than it has been in years past. I know Taj Brooks had like 130 yards, but he's had 100 plus yards in every single game this season. So that's not like some anomaly, right? Now, when you play against much more talented teams, it could be a question. Like if Colorado ends up, winning the Big 12, making the college football playoffs. Would I question their ability to compete with those teams? Absolutely. But for where they stand right now and the talent that they're playing against, I I I like Colorado to make the Big 12 championship. I don't know about winning it, but I really like where they're at right now.
Absolutely. I think regardless of what even happens, this is an incredible accomplishment for Deion Sanders. I don't know if we're ready to have the conversation of him, maybe being a damn good coach or at least, sticking to his plan and executing to pretty damn well here. Obviously, the running game took a step back from what it was just last game against Cincinnati, but you still not committed to it, but you still did enough to keep you honest. Shador, I thought, used his legs pretty well, which is fun to see. Hunter Wester, Shepard, those guys are really good, man. Really, really good. And obviously you need Horn back, but damn, man, it's a fun team right now. I thought Texas Tech came out with a great game plan early on. They moved the football well. They kind of confused and had a couple 3-and-outs early on Shador, and then they settled in. I got to give Colorado credit, coaching wise, to make some good adjustments and get a big time road win in a spot where Texas Tech was playing really good football. We saw them take down a team at the top of the Big 12 a couple weeks ago in Iowa State. And man, oh man, this absolutely could have happened. It could have been a spot where you absolutely lost for Colorado, but you get a big win. And very, very exciting. Obviously, the outcome 14 points. I know it was, pretty safe in that fourth quarter, but Texas Tech had the ball, right, with a chance to go down and score. I know it was going to be a pretty tough way, but regardless, a lot of credit to Colorado on the road. I think road wins the conference too. Very important to see. As for them, like you said, their schedule rest of the way. Boy, oh boy. Utah, who looks, is very beatable for sure. At Kansas, we talked about them being a team that could potentially give them problems. And then Oklahoma State, Utah, Oklahoma State, two of the teams that are more disappointing in the Big 12 here. And then Texas Tech finishes with Oklahoma State on the road after a bye week and West Virginia. So they could potentially add to their 6-win total already, which would be awesome for Joey McGuire and the Red Raiders and that staff there. But yeah, this is a big win for the Big 12. It's going to be fun to see, if BYU and Colorado slip, like what really happens down there with the Big 12 and all the tiebreakers and all the teams that are standing there at 4-2 right now.
Yeah, Travis Hunter is the current betting odds favorite to win the Heisman. Do you agree with that or not? Because I'll say right now that I don't agree with it.
I don't know what's the narrative about Chanty falling. I don't know what he's done to fall in
Yeah,
that
I don't know
spot. I
either.
think part of it is like Colorado is potentially in the playoff spot, but you know who also is and who's ranked higher than them is Boise State. Damn it! I mean, he's a monster, right?
But
He being Travis Hunter, like he's unbelievable, and what he's
why?
doing is incredible. But
I
Chanty's
un-
better.
I understand that. If you're talking about Travis Hunter being in the Heisman, right, because of, Colorado winning football games, I'm going to tell you right now that they're not winning football games because of Travis Hunter. They're winning football games because of Shedeur Sanders
Yeah.
and the level that he is playing at. So if you're talking about Travis Hunter in that Heisman race, you can't do that without including also Shedeur Sanders as
Mm.
well. I don't know what Shedeur Sanders' odds are to win the Heisman, and I could check that right now, but to be plus 130 Travis Hunter, after, you had two kind of stinker games where it was very clear that Colorado didn't need you to win those football games. I know that the awards for the most outstanding player, right? And there's not a lot of things more outstanding than playing both ways the way that he does. Even though he's not like the best college football receiver, and he's not the best, he's a damn good one. He's a really good one, and he's also not the best, cornerback in college football, but that is pretty outstanding, right? But I just think what Genthy's doing is just stupid and mind-boggling, and they're so dependent on him. I know it's not the most valuable player, but most outstanding. I mean, when people are on Twitter threads, calculating out how many yards Ashton Genty needs to break Barry Sanders' record, like that's that's pretty outstanding, all right, to me at least. So, but I get it. I get the Travis Hunter. So you got Shador Sanders at plus 4,000, dude. He's at plus 4,000. Travis Hunter's at plus 130. That is ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It is. Wait, Genty's at what? Plus?
No, Jetty's at plus 300, but Shador Sanders is at plus 4,000.
Yeah, that's the thing is, unfortunately, they're probably going to split votes. And like you said, I'm in favor of Shador, but I'm also in favor of like a non-quarterback having a chance to win too. Like I remember that the whole Mac Jones, Devontae Smith debate there a couple years ago, and Smitty won it obviously, but
he was like doing like he had punt returns. He
was motioning. It was that whole off. I mean, Sark probably deserved that Heisman. I mean, he was incredible, but
yeah.
It is fun. Regardless, though, I mean, if you've got a guy, and that's what separates to Colorado in the Big 12 is like they have the two most talented players, or the two best players, I think, walking into every single game. And I think it's by a significant margin, right? And I know there's a lot of really good football players in the Big 12, and Taj Brooks, a monster, Josh Kelly, we love, and there's some pretty damn good players on the Texas Tech defense. But I mean, Shador, what he's playing at right now, the clip he's playing at, and Hunter, and I think it's awesome. I think it's pretty special for Colorado. But by the way, yeah, like, they're not a 2-man team though. Like you said, Shador is a lot rides on him, right? Offensively, a lot does. 43 passing attempts, like it does. And if he doesn't play at an elite level, they have a hard chance of winning. To me, which is to me also speaks to Heisman and all that stuff, which is crazy. But we also know Heisman voters and the odds makers. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous.